So about 1 year ago, John released 2 B-sides to his Curtains album called Become, which I did a lesson of, and Drill, which I did not make a lesson of because it felt like people weren't really asking for it. But recently I got really happy because I got a request to do a lesson of this very cool song, which is what I'm about to do just now. So yeah, I guess we can just jump right into it. Right, so we start off with the chords of the intro, which is the same as chords of the verse, and you can see them on the screen, so they are, you know, C sharp minor, and then we have really an A major chord, but I actually chose to remove the low E from the whole song completely because I felt like that voicing suited the song better. But you can obviously voice the chord however you want, and by voicing I mean, you know, just removing or adding different strings, but not really adding or removing any new notes, you know. So fundamentally same chord but with a different voicing. So, you know, theoretically this is then called A over E because the lowest note is an E note. Yeah, but, and then we have the E major, and then same thing here, a B major, but I removed the root here. Right, so now let's look at the strumming pattern, and I think the best way to learn it is to just learn it by muting all the strings and just learn this pattern. So you know, you start with a down and then goes up, and then you just do down up, you know, so like that. So if we loop that, and when you got that down, you can start to actually add the chord in. And what you do here is that sometimes you press the strings down and sometimes you lift them up, so it gets muted, and then we get that rhythmic kind of effect. So try to just get a feel for that by listening to this. So yeah, let's loop that. So yeah, I think the best way is to just get a feel for that rather than thinking when to do what, when to press down the strings and when, you know. So yeah, just loop that until you got that down. Because when you got it down, you got really the hardest part down, because after that, you just do a muted down up, which is really when you transition between the chords. And then the next chord, you just do 2 down strums. So together, we got like that. And then for the next chord, you do the exact same thing. So putting all that together, what we got is I think it can be good to play that to a metronome, which I have set to 119 beats per minute. And one thing you can notice here is that the first part obviously start with the first chord, you know, like that. But the second bar starts when you do the down strum on that transition, you know. On that, then the second bar starts on the down strum there. So you can kind of notice that when we play along to the metronome. And I will lower the volume of the guitar so you can hear the metronome. Right, so now we can move on to the verse, which has the same chord as the intro, but another strumming pattern, which is down, down, up. So down, down, up, and then ghost strums in between. And then you do a down, up. And you can notice that on the down strum, you kind of play the chord, but you don't play it fully, like. But you don't mute it completely either, so it's not either. but it's something like in between, because you're just about to switch to the next chord there, so it's like. But yeah, I think you will get a feel for that when you play, you know, everything at full speed, but that's really what's happened there. So putting it all together, you got. I could have muted the strings better there, but yeah, then you just loop that for all the chords, same thing. So slowly. Like that. Yeah, and then for the chorus you have the exact same strumming pattern, but you just play different chords, so I can just play that part slowly. And then you're back to the verse again. So yeah, that's that. But one thing you perhaps notice here is that I didn't play it exactly like I did in the intro there. And that is really the next level, which we get to now. Because what I did in the intro there is that instead of playing down, down, up, up, I replaced that first down strum with a really quick down, up, down. So like that, but at full speed you get that. So, and another thing to add is that when you do that, then when you transition between the chords, you kind of skip that muted up strum. So yeah, playing it slowly, it is a bit unnatural, but just so you understand what happens, what we got is. That is really what happens. So yeah, let's play that with a metronome, and we can play both the verse and the chorus, I think. So yeah. Like that. So it felt like it would be more confusing to tab off the solo because it's so minimalistic and more about timing. So I think most of you, or some of you, might get it just from me playing it slowly. So here we go, first solo. Like that. And if you didn't get that, then I will explain it now. So you start off by playing the 9th fret of the B string and the 11th fret of the G string. And then you bend the G string until you get the same note. And then you hold that for quite some time. And then on the G string you play 9th fret, 11th fret, and then you wait a little bit and then bend that until you reach this note, 2 semitones up. But the thing is that as soon as you reach that note, you kind of mute it. So wait, and then you do that, so like that. And after that you land on the 9th fret again, and here you do a slow bend, so, and that bend goes 2 semitones up to this note, so, and then you bend it slowly again. And then you bend it again, but now you bend it 4 semitones up. And you don't fret it, I just had to do that now to get the sound. But yeah, so you bend until you get this note. So yeah. And one thing to add here is that, you know, if I would have improvised this solo, I think I would have landed with my index finger on, you know, the 9th fret here and doing the bends, because it doesn't feel natural for me to play like that. On the other hand, I feel quite comfortable to, you know, do that last bend by, you know, switching to my ring finger like that. But obviously you can plan ahead and land on that note with your ring finger directly, because it will be really hard to reach this note with just your index finger. I think you need your index and middle finger to help you reach that note. So yeah, I just wanted to address that I naturally, switch fingers in the middle instead of just landing on that note with my ring finger directly. But yeah, it's up to you how you want to do it. And now we get to the last solo, and again I haven't brought it written a tab. I will just play it slowly, and maybe you can understand how to play it. So yeah, and if you didn't understand what happened there, I will explain it now. So you start again with the index finger on the 9th fret of the B string, and then you do hammer-ons and pull-offs to the 12th fret. And I just felt like lightly pressing the tremolo arm on that. I don't know if John does that in the original, but it kind of felt like that fitted there. So, and then you end by doing a bend a whole step up or 2 semitones to this note. And then after that you do this trick, with the pre-bend. So you bend it before you actually play it. And you bend it a whole step up or 2 semitones. So, and then I pull off to the from the 14th fret to the 12th fret. And then you play the 14th fret and bend it again, a whole step up. So, and then you land on the 12th fret and bending that a whole step up, like that. And then you do this thing where you hammer-ons and pull-offs between the 11th and 12th fret, so like that. And you start off by picking it like this. And then you repeat that, so you do that a total of 5 times, but you only use the pick the first time. So second time, like that, and then third time. And then fourth time you actually do a bend, so like that. And then the last time you actually do this. You slide down to the 9th fret. And then you do a bend on the high E string on the 19th fret, a whole step. And then you land on the 19th fret, and then 19th fret of the B string a whole step up with a bend. So that is the lesson, and I can end by addressing that what you just learned here is what you hear on the left speaker, which is more of the clean kind of sound, at least clean compared to what you hear on the right speaker, where you have more of an overdriven sound. And I also believe that John here plays power chords. So if you want to play that, you can pretty much use what you learned in this lesson but convert the chords to power chords. And if you're unsure on how to work that out, you can ask me in the comments, and you can also tell me what you thought about this lesson in the comments. And yeah, with that said, I'll see you in the next video.